friends, this is Captain Dave and Ms Brooke with Simple Plan Trucking here at our home in North Central Florida on our first full day of home time, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we came down, let's see, just to give you a little review of what's been happening for us recently. Last Monday, I guess last Friday night, we rolled into Springfield with a load. Got in there a couple days early because we were planning to attend the Highway Diamonds banquet on Monday night. So we dropped the load on the lot and spent the night there. And then Saturday and Sunday got up and did some shopping, ran some errands. I know we went to Sam's Club. And the main thing though was that we needed to get some, Brooke wanted to get a new outfit, so she was looking right for the
We needed
banquet.
some clothes to wear.
Yeah, we both did. I got a new shirt too, and a new pair of jeans, and you got a dress, right?
Yeah.
What else?
Some shoes and a dress, and picked up some makeup.
And a new bag, right? A new
And a little purse.
a little
to
purse
bring.
to go along. So
I got to go shopping.
she got to go shopping. We spent all day Saturday, and she tolerated me for the day. And then Sunday, I stayed at the terminal and took care of some things that we needed to do with the truck and with our taxes. And she went out again and shopped. Or was that was actually Monday morning, wasn't it? No. We stayed over on the first night in the truck. Sunday night and Monday night, we stayed at the Drury Inn. We had wanted to stay over at the
That was fun to get off the truck and get our feet on the ground.
Right. We had hoped to stay at the Oasis, but we had not planned ahead, and of course
Somebody didn't pre-plan.
It was full up. Yeah, I didn't book the room ahead of time, so I was in the doghouse for that. But the Drury Inn was nice enough. It was clean and comfortable,
And
and
it's
close by. We just drove across the street, and we had a great time. Right.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I'm glad we checked it out.
There were, I think, 3 women on a panel who won some kind of awards for Highway Diamonds. I'm not sure what they were. Different levels, recognized for different things. 2 of them that I remember, and I'd like to mention because they stood out to me, there was a young woman there who probably may not even be 30 years old, drives alone, and she has her 2 kids on the truck with her. They live on the truck, and on top of driving full time, she homeschools her kids. So that just blew me away, that she's able to work that hard, take care of her kids. They had a real nice video showing her teaching them on the truck and taking care of them at the truck stop and all that kind of thing. So and
you can check her out. She has a channel on what's that one that I don't have?
TikTok. Do you remember her name?
I took a picture of it. I would have to. You can.
When I go back and edit the video, we'll put the name of it up there.
She has a channel. She was cute and she's funny, and her kids. They showed a little clip of her with her kids, and they seem like amazing kids. So she must be doing a fabulous job with them.
Yeah, it was kind of heartwarming and very, very proud of her. And I don't even know her, so we hope to run into her one day out on the road so we can tell her that ourselves.
And there was another woman who worked on a ship. She was
a woman who started her career in the Merchant Marine and served, I guess she retired from the Merchant Marine. Yeah, and then came to work for Prime, and now she drives for Prime too. She had a great story. And then the other lady, do you remember, not Mavis, but the other lady, what was her? She was actually won
It was just Mavis. It was the 3 of them.
No, there was another lady that won an award too, and I can't remember what hers was for. But then the Highway Diamond of the Year was separate for that, and it was Miss Mavis. And if you've not met her in the terminal, you should. And I met her right after I started with Prime. I was in the terminal by myself in the cafeteria getting some food, and I saw this little old lady, and I think it's okay to say she's a little old lady because she's over 80 years old, and she still drives for Prime. She's been here for 30 years. Started off with her husband, and
if you watch our earlier videos, I think we even mentioned her. We didn't know who she was at the time, but David told me he met this little old lady who's been driving for Prime, and she was like 80 something years old, and he said he thought she was even smaller than me, and if she could do it, I could do it. And sure enough, he bumped into her again.
Yeah.
at the gala, and
She walked by our table,
she
and
walked by.
we didn't know she was going to win an award, but I brought her over so I could introduce her to Brooke.
And he reminded me of who she was. This is the lady I met that I had told you about.
Right.
And then, in just a little bit after that, she received this big award. We had no idea she was gonna.
And I took a picture of Brooke with Mavis, so we'll put that up there too. If you've not met her, you've probably seen her around the terminal, but very nice lady. If you're ever there and you see her, make it a point to go up and introduce yourself.
Yes, super nice.
Long history with Prime, and kind of an institution there. So we were very happy to see her win the award for
She
Highway
deserved it,
Diamond
for
of the
sure,
Year.
For sure.
Definitely deserved it. But we'll go back again. I wanted to go to take my diamond, Brooke, because I do honor her and I do appreciate her so much coming out to be on the truck with me. I'm sure if she were honest with herself, she'd much rather be staying at the house and living here in sunny Florida, but she bit the bullet, went and got her CDL, and we're out there trucking together now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was fun.
What was fun?
The gala was fun.
Right.
It was. I'm glad that we checked it out, and
we met several fleet managers.
we met our fleet manager.
We met our fleet manager, but two of them, two different ones, were sitting at our table, and we got to know them, and they kind of cover for our fleet manager, so we made the connection. They were friends with our fleet manager, Jeb and Jeff.
Jeb and Jeff, and our fleet manager's Justin.
And our fleet manager, Justin, he came over from his table and
introduced himself.
Yeah, it's interesting because we'd been driving for a year, and we've talked to him a lot on the phone, but we've never met face to face, so it was nice to finally put a name with
and
a
a
face
face
together. Met his wife. He brought his wife over and introduced her too. So just a great time, and that was Monday
night. We met Mr.
night.
Lowe a minute.
Yes, when we were walking in, yep, he
introduced himself.
Said hello. He was walking in when we were. And I also had the opportunity to chat for a while with Mr. Watke from sales. And, it was interesting because he was in the cafeteria one of the days that I was there eating by himself. And me being who I am, I just walked up the table and said, hey, can I sit down and join you for a minute? And he said, sure. So, we talked for about 10, 15 minutes just about the market and what it's like for drivers right now, what it's like for Prime right now, and I got his perspective on the difference between kind of how we have this whole triangle going between the drivers and sales and the fleet manager. How we truly get our loads through sales. Sales gives the load to the fleet manager gives it to us, and I asked him. I said, from his perspective, what can a driver do to increase their revenue? And of course, he started off by saying, we're in a rough market right now, rougher probably than it's ever been. But the interesting thing is he said that he feels like things are going to start turning around in June, at least for Prime. And so that made me feel, pretty good. He's in a position to know that probably more than most of us are. And he said what we always hear many times is that the best thing drivers can do for themselves is just don't turn down any loads. But really, that sounds like something that sales would say. I don't know that it's always the best decision to take every load that's offered to us, and we take most. We don't often turn down loads.
We try to take every load.
But occasionally, when you're running a business,
sense.
Yeah. Occasionally, when you're running a business, it really doesn't make sense if it's going into a bad area for a bad rate, and maybe the weather's bad. I mean, all the reasons we would turn down a load.
I don't remember ever turning a load down for a bad area.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, weather, we've turned them down, and then sometimes financially they just didn't make sense.
Right. And I may not have mentioned it to you, but sometimes the location plays into that as well too. If I happen to know that it's a place that's not a good reload area.
Okay, reload.
Yeah. That's like we'd have to deadhead to get to where there's another good pickup. So, but hey, all in all, it was a great time. It was a great visit. Every time we go in there,
quite the spread.
What's that?
Mr. Lowe puts on quite the spread.
Oh yeah, I mean, big old shrimp. They had great appetizers, open bar. Not that we're big drinkers, but we each had a cocktail, and then the meal was like fall off your bone. It was a center cut of beef, some kind of cut that you didn't even need a knife to cut it. It was just really, really good, really well put on.
I was on a cruise.
Yeah, she didn't eat much of her supper, but
I tried.
I know. But we saw a lot of friends while we were at the terminal too, and that's always something that we enjoy. It seems like the longer we're at Prime, of course, the more people you know, and people know us, and they stop us and talk to us. And we saw several folks that we knew from before. Got to know River Rich on this trip. He and I had chatted just briefly before on one of Twisted's broadcasts videos, and so he was there for the gala. And we ran into him in the terminal, sat down and ate breakfast with him, got to know him. And I wanted to go out and see Daniel Twisted, talk to him on the phone. But the first day he was busy, we were busy. And then the second night, I think, was his anniversary. And so he was only there a short time, went home and spent the night with his wife, as he should have. And they celebrated.
As he should have.
Right, of course. So got out. We stayed actually on Monday night, and we didn't leave until the next Tuesday night at about 7 or 8 o'clock. We picked up a load in Carthage, Missouri, at the caves, which is always, sometimes it can be kind of dicey. It's really tight in those caves.
You're getting better at it, though. You did. Yep. You had a pretty smooth back end.
Yeah, a lot of it depends on the door you're going into, and you have to drive around those rock columns and get around them. But this time it was good. No incidents, no problems. We got on the road and we drove overnight to Wintersville, Ohio, which is in northeast Ohio, real close to where that train wreck was, East Palestine or whatever.
Which you didn't tell me.
Yeah, I did. Said just don't drink the water out there, right? Which we don't anyway. So we delivered at the Walmart distribution center in Wintersville, Ohio. Then drove about we drove about I guess about 100 miles back to Columbus, to the Lockbourne area, and we picked up a load in Lockbourne and brought it down here to Florida. Delivered in Orlando yesterday afternoon, and we really weren't planning to start our home time till the 27th. We needed to be down here for another reason. But
we weren't even going to take real home time. We were just going to be here for 2 or 3 days.
Right. We were only coming for 2 or 3 days. But since we are already in Florida and would have needed to get a load out and then back down here, I just said, let's just, go home and take care of a few things. So here we are. On the 27th, all of my brothers and sisters will be down here, as well as my mom. We're doing the final move for my mom and dad, which have relocated up to Ohio, Granville area of Ohio, outside of Columbus. And they have a place up there close to my sister, her family. My dad is at the end of life, and so we every chance we get, we go up there and spend some time with them. We had the chance to be there about 3 days ago, and no, it wasn't 3 days ago. It was about a week ago.
It was a short while ago.
Yeah, but before we went into Springfield for the banquet, we were there. And then, my dad actually took a turn for the worse in the last few days. So he's still with us, but we were glad that we were able to be there and spend some time with them. And so we're looking forward to seeing my mom. We're coming down, and we're getting the rest of their household goods packed up. They have some stuff in storage, and we're going to get that sent up to where they are, and some of it's just going to be, given to, the things that people don't want are going to be donated and that kind of thing. So we're working as a team and making that happen 27, 28, and 29. And then the 30th, Brooke and I are going to leave. It'll be our last day of home time, and we're going to head up to
hopefully
Kentucky. Yeah, up to Kentucky, to Louisville, Kentucky, for the MATS Mid-Atlantic truck show. It's the largest truck show in the country, and we're just going to check some trucks out, some options, some things that you can do with your truck, because it's important that we learn that, because in about 2.5 weeks we will be ordering our truck. The magic day for us now is April 11th. That's the day that we plan to order, and I'm just about decided on a Peterbilt, but discussing the options and getting ready for that. So it's a big deal, and it's something that we don't do lightly. We've thought about it a lot, and we prayed about it, and we talk about it almost daily. So when we do that, we're on the hook for 3 more years, at least till the truck is paid off. So, but this
Talk about
first
a
year,
commitment.
it is. But I think so, and I think you would agree that this first year has kind of flown by,
I
hasn't
think
it?
I'm more stressed about buying a truck than I was about buying a house.
Well, the truck's just a tool, babe. And if you're paying for it with your work, then that's it's a good thing,
Well, this truck has been a money maker, so
right?
I'm game.
And with the market being about as bad as it's ever been, we've still made good money. You know, we got our taxes back. Very happy with our year. I cannot complain at all. We don't want to talk specifically about money, but I will just tell you that we've made more money than we've ever made in our lives, and we're able to save most of that. Funny thing for us is, you know, we still have our bills like our house payment, our electric bill, and that kind of thing. But when we're at home, the money that I used to make just kind of seemed to melt away. But being on the truck, that doesn't happen. I mean, we're not at home and we don't spend money the way that we used to. So aside from our normal bills, the majority of that went right into our savings account, and we were able to put a lot of money away this year. Hopefully do that the next so many years and then ride off into the sunset, right?
Well, hopefully we'll sit right here and watch the sunset.
Yeah, I didn't say. Yeah, I hope we have many more
I
sunsets.
ride off into the sunset almost every night now.
That's right. Or the sunrise. You never know, right?
Well, you ride into the sunrise.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
ride
but
off
sometimes
into
it's
the
at my
sunset.
back. Sometimes it's at my face, depending on
right.
which direction we're going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just want to also mention that Monday night we're going to be on a live with Twizted D, Twizted
Oh,
D
yeah.
on
Was
his
that this
channel.
Monday?
Yeah, it's this Monday night. We will call in from here. He'll be on our channel, and we're going to talk about team trucking and what it's like to team with your spouse, your husband, your wife, what our experience has been like in the first year. And we'd like to ask you all, any of you that watch our channel, to plan to tune in for that. He is a great guy. He was my trainer for PSD. He's a good friend. He's going to host us on this Monday night at 7 p.m. Central. Check it out. Mark your calendars, tune in. And we're doing that kind of as a build-up to our first live. We've not done one yet, but
I don't know about that.
like we talked about on previous videos, we recently crossed over 1,000 subscribers. So now we have the ability to go live. We're going to try our first one, and we're going to make ourselves available for questions. She's sitting over there shaking her head, but I think we've just about decided that she'll be the technical person. She'll kind of scroll
We'll see
through
how
the
this
questions.
goes with Twizted.
Well, it won't be the same experience at all because you'll just be talking to him. He'll still be managing everything from his end as far as the questions and everything, right?
I'll just see how I do.
She's apprehensive. You have to ease Brooke into things. She doesn't, when you spring something on her, she never is like, yeah, that's a great idea. She's like, I don't know. And then she'll warm
I
up
like
to
to
her.
ponder upon it.
I told her this morning, I said I wanted to do a video today. She's like, I don't know about that. Told her about 4 o'clock, you'd be ready for this video. I don't know. And then I guess about 6 o'clock, she says, what time you want to do that video? So, like I said, she just has to warm up to things. But that's really all we have for now. Enjoying our home time. Came home earlier than we really wanted to, but sometimes things in life force that.
I'm glad for it because I have been taking apart the truck all day, getting everything cleaned up and reorganized. And I feel like we need a spring clean.
Right.
So I don't mind being home a couple of days just to
And I
take
think
care of that.
you'll be in a lot better place psychologically too, because usually we wait until the end of the trip for you to get the truck together, right?
Well, if you want to get into all that, yeah.
I'm just saying, we do
Usually
other things.
I jump right into home stuff and then
we scramble around to get back
I'll
on the truck.
clean up the truck and strip down the truck the last couple of days that we're home. But then usually I'm scrambling. So this time I went ahead and I'm dealing with the truck and emptying it out and scrubbing it first couple days that I'm home, and then the next couple of days I'll take care of the house stuff.
And you know, me being who I am, I start about 24 hours earlier than when we're leaving. And I say, okay, tomorrow evening at 2200 hours is wheels up, not 2205, not 2208, 2200 is
There's
wheels
just
up.
always more to do than you realize, and it just doesn't get done as fast as you think it's going to.
Right.
And
So-
I like to empty out the whole truck, wipe everything down, give everything a fresh, and then repack everything, reorganize.
So getting onto the road sometimes can be a stressful endeavor for us.
Well, I'm learning though, every time I do it, I put less back on the truck than I did before.
Yeah.
So I think it's been a learning curve over the course of this year that I don't need everything that I think I need. And then the things that I'm like, okay, we never touched this the whole entire time we've been out. And so I don't put it back on the truck.
And we never have done the truck, how our truck is set up, but I think it might be a good time to do that before we roll out everything.
No, we did that video,
cleaned up.
but you decided I wasn't talking loud enough.
Well, you weren't. We didn't have our mics then. I don't think so.
I think I was talking just fine.
Well, you always think that. You say that I should be able to hear you even when I can't. We'll be rolling in the truck, and she's at the back of the truck talking like this. I can
not
hear a
talking
voice,
that loud.
but I can't. Well, that's what your voice sounds like because it's just a softer
You've
voice.
shot too many guns.
Maybe
You
that's
just
what
can't
it
hear
is.
anything.
The point is, I can't hear her, and I'll say, "Speak up," and she's like, "Can you hear me
I
now?"
have to yell. I feel bad.
No, you don't. You don't feel bad.
Go on now.
Go on, go on, go on. So really, that's all. Please, join us on Monday night. It'll be a lot of fun. If you have questions that you'd like to ask live,
Twizted is funny.
Does Twizted D, Twizted D.
Maybe you should
Twizted.
put a link in the description.
Yeah, I'll put his name up there, put a link in there at 7 o'clock Monday night so that you can join us. And then a couple nights after that, before we leave, we'll try our first live as well.
I didn't agree to that.
Listen, if you enjoy our videos, if you get something out of it, we'd ask you to certainly subscribe. Ring the bell so you learn when new content is put up. And probably the best thing that you could do for us, if you're inclined to, would be to share our video with others in your life that may be interested in trucking. Listen, 2 years ago, I'd have laughed if you had told me that I'd be trucking and Brooke would be along with me for the ride. But here we are, killing it. We're loving it. We're killing it. And I think there are many people out there that would certainly enjoy the lifestyle that we have now. It can change your life, can make you financially secure, help you work toward your retirement. So share that with other people, and we'd like to talk with them. You got anything else for the folks out there?
Why do you always ask me that?
Well, you should be used to it by now. Nothing? All right, what do you want to say then?
Bye, y'all.
It's Captain Dave and Ms Brooke, Simple Plan Trucking. Be safe out there, and we'll look for you Monday night at 7 p.m. on Twizted D's channel. Take care.
We'll see you there.
Bye.